Hi everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making an English roast in the crock pot. It is so delicious and so easy, so let's get started. I'm going to put my crock pot, now if you don't have this setting, you can do it on the stove. I'm going to put it to stove top, and I'm going to heat that up because I want to brown my roast first. If you don't want to brown it, skip this step. It's all up to you, okay? So then what I'm going to do is, I have some cut up slivered garlic, and I'm just going to make slits in my meat and stick it in the holes. If you don't like garlic, don't do this step. This is all flavors that are up to you, okay? I just find that this garlic really makes the meat taste better. Okay, just kind of put it in with in the fat. Wherever you can get a slit, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Now, I love an English roast because they always come out really tender, and you can use any kind of roast you'd like, but if you can find an English roast, that's what you need to get. You won't ever go back to regular roasts again once you taste the English roast. The meat is just so tender and delicious. And I got this one, it was actually on sale for $5.99 a pound, which I thought was a really good deal because normally it's about between $7 and $9 a pound. That's why I say if you can't afford it, don't worry, just buy what you can afford right now, okay? And just do the steps I'm doing, your roast will come out delicious no matter what. So I'm just going to finish up putting these in. Okay, I'm going to pour a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan just to start browning my meat. Not a lot. That's not good. Maybe maybe 2 tablespoons worth. Alright, now it's getting hot, so I'm going to put my meat to the side until it gets really hot. I'm going to just leave the extra garlic over here at the side. I'll just throw it in. Let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, now what you can do is start cutting your onion. And I just cut my onion in half and then just cut it half moons. You want to make this dish as easy as possible, okay? There we go. I'm doing 2 onions. Do as many as you need for your family or what you like. I probably would not skip on the onion because it really does add a lot of flavor. Okay. This dish is so quick and easy. Actually, you can put it all together the night before and just stick it in your crock pot before you walk out the door for work or wherever you need to be. And it's set it and forget it, which is my favorite kind of meal. Okay, so I'm going to stick my, let me see if that's hot enough. I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer. I want to sear that meat. Alright, now, I have my onions, I have my meat ready. Now I'm going to move on to my veggies. I'm just going to put carrots and potatoes in mine, but put whatever you want in yours. And just calculate what your family will eat. It's just Jack and I, so I'm not doing too much, because if there's any roast left, and that's a big if, I'd like to make maybe a quesadilla or sliders or something with it, but we'll see, because normally the meat doesn't last in the house. This roast is so good. And I would suggest getting regular carrots, not the small ones. Small ones just don't have the flavor that you need for this. Okay. Right, now I'm going to put my meat in and start browning it. It's hot, it's sizzling. And I'll just get my stuff ready to go. Okay. Now, if you have Yukon Golds at home, I would suggest using those. I just had russet. I used all my Yukon in another recipe. So I'm using russet, which are fine, but I prefer the Yukon Gold. They just come out creamier and just taste better. Okay. I hear it sizzling, it's browning. If your carrots are really, really fat, cut them into smaller pieces so that way they get done with all the rest of the carrots. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to my potatoes. This is, like I said, so easy, you guys. I'm just cutting mine in half and then slicing them. I want to keep them kind of big so they don't get too mushy as they cook. I would figure 2 potatoes per person. About, if they're really big, I would do like 1 per person. Okay. As you can hear, it's sizzling really good. Just like I want it. The gravy in this is amazing. Like I said, if you don't have time to sear your meat, don't worry about it. It'll come out fantastic. I just like to sear mine when I have the time. It gives it a little bit more flavor. Okay, now that all my vegetables are cut up, I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, and I'm going to check this. I want to see if it's almost ready. You just want it to be nice and golden brown on the bottom. A few more seconds on that. So, for our mixture, our gravy, you're going to need 1 cup of beef broth, 1/4 cup of wine. I use this Cabernet Sauvignon. I just buy the little bottles because I don't like red wine to drink, but it's fantastic in this recipe. If you can't do wine or don't like wine, just add 1/4 cup more of your beef broth, okay? And you're going to need 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, a dash of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to salt and pepper my roast. Not too much salt because we're going to be adding a Lipton onion soup mix to this, which I'm going to pour into my gravy. You can buy any kind you like. I can't tell the difference. I think they all taste the same. And if you got like a Walmart by you and you use their brand, do it. It's a lot cheaper. And right now with the prices of stuff, you're going to want to do stuff that's on the cheap. So I was in the store the other day and I went to buy canned corn. It was $2.48 a can at Walmart. It used to be like 50 cents a can or something like that. Alright, now I'm going to flip this because this is nice and brown on the bottom. Just be careful so you don't get burnt. Let that go a few more seconds. Now what I like to do is, once this is done, I like to move my roast to the side. I like to put my onions down first, some carrots and some potatoes, and put my meat on top of it because of the juices from the meat goes into your vegetables and it's amazing. So just let this get brown. I also have some leftover fresh mushrooms, they're portobellos. I'm just going to throw them in. If you like yours a little bit firmer, put them in about a half hour to 45 minutes before the roast is done. I'm going to be out all day. I'm not going to have time to come back and do that. So I'm just going to throw them in with this and it's fine. Actually, the juices from the mushrooms add more flavor to your broth, so don't worry. This is the kind of recipe that, other than the gravy, you need the mushrooms for the gravy, but everything else is all up to your preference. I'm just giving you ideas. A few more seconds on that. I like to get like a crispy brown on it, so it kind of seals in the juices in the meat. I'm going to grab a plate, so I'm going to actually put my meat on a plate and then put my veggies in. Just makes it easier. I'm going to do this. Okay. Now I'm going to take this out, put it on my plate just for a second, and now I'm going to start putting down some of my vegetables. I'm going to shut this off. Shut it off just for a second, so I don't need the cooktop anymore. And I just cut up 2 onions. Onion adds a lot of flavor to the gravy. Okay. Now I'm just going to add like half of the carrots on the bottom. And half of the potatoes. I'm going to put just a little bit of my gravy on my potatoes and veggies, just a little bit. Mix it in. Okay. Then I'm going to put my meat back in on top of all of that. Now I'm going to add the rest of my vegetables all around, on top and everything. If you don't want to put potatoes in, make mashed potatoes. You can use the boxed ones. It doesn't matter. Especially if you're in a hurry. Alright, I'm going to put my mushrooms on top and around the sides. Okay, and now I'm going to add the rest of my gravy on top. Try and hit all the veggies if you can. Now we're going to put the lid on and we're going to cook this on high 5 to 7 hours. Alright, so here's our finished English roast. It smells amazing. I added a can of corn probably the last half hour of the cooking. You don't have to, I just figured I wanted some corn. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.